A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a controversial move, the Trump administration has decided to terminate Temporary Protected Status, TPS, for more than 14,600 Afghans and 7,900 Cameroonians currently residing in the United States. This decision, confirmed by a spokesperson from the Department of Homeland Security, DHS, has raised concerns among refugee advocates and lawmakers alike. TPS is a humanitarian program that allows individuals from designated countries experiencing conflict, natural disasters, or other extraordinary conditions to live and work in the U.S. without the threat of deportation. The program was originally designed to provide a safe haven for those fleeing dangerous situations, but the Trump administration has been under scrutiny for its efforts to end these protections for several nationalities since taking office. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem stated that the conditions in Afghanistan and Cameroon no longer warranted TPS, citing a review conducted by U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, USCIS. However, critics argue that the situation in both countries remains dire. In Cameroon, ongoing violence between the government and separatist groups has resulted in significant civilian casualties and displacement. Meanwhile, Afghanistan continues to face severe human rights abuses under Taliban rule, with reports of systemic oppression and violence against women and girls. Krishomira Vignaraja, president of the nonprofit Global Refuge, condemned the decision as a morally indefensible betrayal, warning that many Afghans could face persecution if forced to return to their homeland. She highlighted that Afghanistan is still grappling with the repercussions of the Taliban's control, economic collapse, and a humanitarian crisis, stating, "Nothing about that reality has changed." The termination of TPS for these groups is set to take effect in May for Afghans and June for Cameroonians, putting thousands on track for potential deportation. This move comes amidst a broader crackdown on immigration by the Trump administration, which has sought to limit legal protections for various immigrant categories established under previous administrations. Veterans groups and politicians from both sides of the aisle have voiced support for extending legal avenues for Afghans who worked alongside U.S. troops or the previous government. Lawmakers have urged the administration to reconsider the decision, particularly given the worsening security situation in Cameroon, where civilians continue to face attacks. The implications of this decision are significant, as it not only affects the lives of those directly impacted but also raises questions about the U.S.'s commitment to humanitarian principles and the treatment of individuals who sought refuge in the country. As the deadline for TPS expiration approaches, many Afghans and Cameroonians are left in a state of uncertainty and fear about their future in the United States. In September 2023, the previous DHS Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas announced an extension of TPS for Afghans, recognizing the ongoing dangers in the country. However, Noem's recent determination to terminate TPS has sparked further debate about the administration's approach to immigration and refugee protection. The decision has been met with backlash from advocacy groups, who argue that the conditions in both countries remain perilous and that returning individuals to such environments is not only unsafe but also inhumane. As the situation develops, it remains to be seen how the Trump administration will address the growing concerns from various stakeholders regarding the treatment of Afghans and Cameroonians in the U.S. The potential deportation of thousands of individuals who have sought safety and stability in the United States underscores the complexities and challenges surrounding immigration policy in the current political climate. Advocates continue to call for a more compassionate approach that prioritizes human rights and the safety of vulnerable populations, urging the government to reconsider its stance on TPS and provide the necessary protections for those in need. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.